This is a demonstration of how to use the watercolor brush pack I created for Adobe Photoshop. You can download these brushes from my website at aaronrutten.com. The first brush in this pack is called Drippy Bristles. There are a few things you'll want to do when you're working with these brushes. You may want to tone the canvas so it's not so perfectly white, and then add a bit of paper texture over it. Next, you'll want to paint on a separate layer that is set to a multiply composite method. And you'll want to set your painting mode to multiply as well. Now your paint will tint the underlying paper and look more natural. And as you layer up strokes, they'll get darker and darker or more concentrated. So as you can see, this brush has drippy bristles. If I press down hard, those bristles are going to make strokes that are more continuous. If I press down lightly, then I'm just going to get little splatters of paint. If I select a greenish color, this might work well for creating foliage and things like that. Select a slightly darker color, put some of that over it. The next brush is short wet strokes. As its name implies, it creates short wet strokes. I can build this up and I get this really nice watercolor look. Again, this is something that might work really well for foliage and things like that. When you're switching between brushes, you'll want to make sure you set that mode to multiply. That way your strokes will build up darker upon each other. You can also try the color burn mode, and that builds up in a slightly different way. As with the previous brush, if I use lighter pressure, I'm going to get something that looks a bit different than if I use heavier pressure. Lighter pressure gives me a thinner, more transparent stroke. It's also more broken up, whereas heavier pressure gives me a thicker, more opaque stroke that's not very broken up at all. The next brush is called Watercolor Bold. And this makes really nice bold strokes. As you can see, there's a nice tapering to the end of the strokes. I can use lighter pressure to get a thinner, more transparent mark, or I can increase my pressure to make it thicker like this. Because these are watercolor brushes, I can mix colors into these as well. I could select a color like this and just simply blend those colors together. Again, I want to make sure to change that mode to multiply if I want those strokes to build up and get darker. The next brush is called Watercolor Bristles. This gives me individual bristles, and I can create this really nice hatched pattern if I like. If I use lighter pressure, those bristles will be thinner and more transparent. If I use heavier pressure, they'll be thicker. Let's try the next brush, which is called Watercolor Burst. The trick with this brush is to tap and hold and just kind of wiggle in a very tight circle. And that's going to build up that splatter effect. Again, we can change our mode to multiply and build that up and have the paint look more concentrated. You can also pull out little splatters like this, or you can tap over the entire canvas to create splatters like so. Let's see what Watercolor Clouds can do. I'll tint my background a blue color, and I'll select a white color to paint with. This brush reacts to my pen tilt, so you can see if I tilt my pen, then my dab gets a little bit compressed, whereas if I keep it upright, then it's rounder. Since I'll be painting with white, I'll need to change my blend mode back to normal. And if I keep my pen upright, I can create a rounder stroke, or if I tilt my pen, I can create a flatter stroke. Lighter pressure gives me a thinner, more transparent mark. Heavier pressure gives me a thicker, more opaque mark. So I can really easily go through and create clouds like so, being pretty spontaneous about this and not thinking too much about how I'm making the shapes. I can make my brush smaller by scaling it down, and that will allow me to make smaller clouds. The next brush is Watercolor Dabs. I'll create circular motions like this to build up little dabs, or I can just kind of tap and hold and wiggle, or I can tap on the canvas to create little splatters. I can also do strokes like this, but it creates these individual little dabs of watercolor. You can build these up with other colors and get some really nice wet looking results. It's almost like I'm taking a sponge and kind of dabbing it on the canvas. Let's see what Watercolor Detail can do. This is a very thin brush that you can use to create details. So for example, if I were painting an animal, I might use it for fur, or if I were painting a landscape, I might want to use it for grass or stems and leaves and things like that. Just a very fine brush. It gives you a really nice paint break effect where the paint gets kind of broken or interrupted by the grain of the paper. And if I use lighter pressure, that becomes more pronounced. Let's try Watercolor Foliage. This is another brush that responds to the tilt of my pen. As you can see, the bearing or the direction that my pen is pointing controls the direction the dab is pointing. So I can create leaves that kind of flow in this direction and go all the way around, or I can have them point straight up and have a tree that's kind of shaped like that, or I can have them point straight down and have an evergreen that comes down kind of like that. Because my mode is set to multiply, this brush is going to build up on itself, and I can get these really nice foliage effects. Watercolor Fractal is an interesting brush. If I dab with it, it creates fractal patterns. And if I make a continuous stroke, those patterns kind of fill together into a fractal that's a bit more cloudy. And I can build that up like so and combine it together. Watercolor Grass is great for creating grass in a watercolor style. If I make my brush larger, you can see that this is another brush that responds to the tilt of my pen. And I can use it to put in some grass. Lighter pressure makes smaller grass. Heavier pressure makes larger grass. So naturally you would want to use smaller grass in the background and have it get larger as you move into the foreground by gradually increasing your pressure. That creates a really nice perspective effect. Watercolor Pool is next. I'll select a nice blue color like this. This is a really cool brush because as you paint with it, the paint kind of pools together. It's attracted to itself in a very liquidy way. So it's like I put a bunch of water or wet pigment on the canvas and it's kind of pooling together. I can add other colors to that and they blend in kind of a liquidy way as well. Here's Watercolor Rocky. I'll use this with kind of a brownish color. If I use lighter pressure, I get a thinner, more transparent mark. If I use heavier pressure, I get more of that rocky texture in a much thicker, more opaque stroke. And again, I can kind of build this up, or if I use the multiply mode, then I can have it get darker as it builds up. I can get some really interesting rocky textures this way. As we near the end here, we have Watercolor Splatter. I can use this to create splatters of paint. Those splatters will be smaller and finer with a smaller brush, or if I make my brush much larger, those splatters will be bigger and broader. You can see they have this really nice wet, runny look to them. The final brush is called Wet Concept Rotation. For this one, I'm going to use the Wacom Art Pen, which can sense barrel rotation. So I can have a thin brush that's kind of tall like this, or I can turn it and have it be thicker. I can get everything in between. So this brush works really well just for putting in a lot of random stuff, and then you can go in and elaborate on it and maybe make a landscape or a cityscape or something like that. But you can just pick out little details and enhance them and just kind of go with it. Maybe to me this looks kind of like an old ghost ship or something, and there's some sails here and then a boat. And if I wanted to spend some time on it, I could elaborate on that and make a finished painting. That was a demonstration of how to use my watercolor brush pack for Adobe Photoshop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.